Myself Dr. Rashmi Tyagi. I have done my doctorate from IIT Roorkee in chemistry. Today we are going to discuss the topic of periodic table with all of you, dear students, and also because it is 10th standard, periodicities in the properties along the periods and groups. In 9th standard, you have done a lot as far as the structure of atom is concerned, and about periodic table also you have studied. Let's go a step further. So, first let's recall about the periodic table. In this particular chapter, we are going to study the trends in the properties along a group and period. The properties are ionization potential, metallic character, atomic size, electron affinity, non-metallic character, and electronegativity. Now, what is periodicity? We should know. When the property of certain element recur after a particular interval of time, then we call it as a periodic property. All of you know that periods are horizontal lines and groups are the vertical lines, and the elements are arranged in these periods and groups. From the periodic table, you can know the position of an element in the periodic table with respect to other elements. And all of you know that hydrogen is the first element in periodic table. It is at the top of the periodic table, and periodic table is like a building. As you know about a building, that different people are residing in that. In the same way, the elements are kept in different places in the periodic table. And all of you know that till today 118 elements are known. Some of them are artificially prepared, most of them are naturally occurring. Around 98 are naturally occurring. Naturally occurring means it is present on our planet, in the earth. And artificially prepared means that it is, these elements are man-made. See, we cannot study the properties separately, so we have kept them together. We can get to know about an element and we see its position in periodic table. We will come to know all about its property. For example, in a big city, you want to find out the address of your friend. So, first you will find out that in which area he is residing, then you find out in which building he is residing, and after the building you find out in which flat he is residing. In the same way, in the periodic table, you will come to know first that it belongs to which period, which row, and then you can find out the exact position of that element. Now the properties of the elements which are placed near each other might be same. The periodic table, what we see today, it is the work of many scientists along the period of time, different centuries. At the onset of 18th century, in 1815, Dobernier had given some laws which is known as Dobernier's law of triads. According to this, when elements are arranged in increasing order of their atomic masses, groups of 3 elements known as triads were found. The atomic mass of the middle element of the triad is equal to the arithmetic mean of the atomic masses of the neighboring 2 elements. But more examples were not found for the triads. Therefore, this theory was not accepted and it failed to arrange all the then known elements in the form of triads. Another scientist, Newland, gave Newland's law of octaves in 1864. He arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. It was found that the properties of the 8th element are a repetition of the properties of the first element. As we have the notes in music, sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. In the same way, the first note resembles the 7th note. In the same way, in Newland's octaves also, the first element was having similar properties as that of the 7th element. But this method was also discarded because it could not accommodate the new elements discovered later. Now we are going to discuss the Mendeleev's periodic law. Mendeleev, a Russian chemist, he is known as the father of periodic table because how he arranged these elements in the form of a table, it has even told about the properties of elements which were discovered later. So, his predictions were very correct. In 1869, Mendeleev arranged the elements in increasing order of their atomic masses so that the elements with the similar properties occur at regular intervals. He said that the properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic masses. Though he was a brilliant scientist and he has given a brilliant arrangement of elements in the table, but this table was not 100% satisfactory. Therefore, it was as good as discarded and a new this periodic table was made, which is known as modern periodic table or the long form of the periodic table. In 1913, Moseley had done some experiment with X-ray analysis, and then he said that instead of atomic mass, atomic number is a more fundamental property of an element. Therefore, he slightly, to some extent, he modified the Mendeleev's periodic law, and he said that atomic number is the periodic function of the properties of elements, and it is more fundamental property of an element.